course, the bongo. The bongos do have swept back horns, makes it easier for them to run through the thick jungle. And we usually have the okapi on the right side. We do have the okapi on the right side. Beautiful dark brown animal with white stripes. It looks like he does belong to the zebra family, but the okapi is a relative of the giraffe family. About 4,200 black rhinos remain throughout all of Africa. Their hide is about 1 inch thick. They can still charge at about 35 miles an hour. Each rhino can weigh about 1.5 tons each, the black rhino. They can regulate their body temperature by holding those mighty jaws of Nile crocodiles. The Swahili nickname for upside down. Those big branches can go without leaves a good 9 months out of the year, and that big trunk can store enough water to get it through the long droughts we have here in Africa. But this is my favorite view of all the reserve. This is the Serengeti, and it stretches for hundreds of miles across eastern Africa. It is the superhighway for millions of wild animals for the annual migrations. Also home to some of our favorite animals, such as the elephants and the giraffes. And this is the Africa we are trying to conserve, the Serengeti. The animals that roam the Serengeti make up their own landscape. For instance, our tall giraffes will eat the underside of these trees, and that will let in a lot of sunlight, which makes the grass grow. When the grasses grow, it helps to feed a lot of the other animals. And our big elephants will knock down some of the old trees and eat the bark off the trees. In a natural environment like this, there's always plenty of food for all of the animals. We have some termite mounds in the area, made out of mud and saliva, but they can be as hard as concrete. And sometimes the elephants will use some of the taller mounds as a scratching post. And a queen termite can lay up to 30,000 eggs per day. We will be approaching the savanna area. I've been pointing out a few different animals as we approach them. As the animals do roam freely, they can be in one area one time and a totally different area at another time. On our left side, we have some small antelope with a black stripe and white underbelly. They're called the Thompson gazelle, also known as Tommies. One of them 50 pounds, fully grown, and can run around 55 miles an hour. They are a favorite in length. Up on the hillside, the gray animal is a white-bearded wildebeest, largest group of migratory animals in all of Africa. About 1 million to 1.5 million wildebeest will migrate annually across the fingerprint. And the word giraffe itself means one who is graceful. And the Swahili word is twiga. Brown antelope is a sable antelope on the right side. The emblem of our Harambe Reserve. 5 tons. Water that contain carotene. And the gray ones are the younger flamingos. You see a flamingo standing on one leg, that's how they regulate their body temperature. King of the jungle, the top of the food chain. They do tend to lay around a good 15 to 20 hours a day. And the lioness is up in a crevice of the rock back by Pride Rock. You see her sitting up there. They do tend to lay around a good 15 to 20 hours a day. King of the jungle, top of the food chain. Queen of the jungle, up to 400 pounds. The male lion can measure a good 8 feet in length from the tip of his nose to the tip of his tail. The lioness can measure a good 5 feet in length. Queen of the jungle. Top of the food chain.